It's been an eventful morning for myself. How are you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Performance Talk. It's your host, Jay, hottest home of F1 Minute, the platform where it's more about you than it is about me. We got a lot of things getting ready to go on. We got a lot of things getting ready to pop off. We're going to do what we do in the live chat. All right, we're going to have the trivia games, so be ready for that. Trivia games will be on deck. Hopefully, YouTube will participate and cooperate with us today. It was very horrific during F1 Minute, but fortunately I used a backup program which enabled us to upload that show and go into the next day so everybody could see it. So as you see already, Lewis Hamilton definitely having some things to say in regards to Red Bull and the situation that we already pretty much know is upon us, right? So we're also going to make sure that we get our news in on that. And he mentioned too, as much as the Red Bull team being so far out in front, but just not only because of development on merit. You know, they breached the cost cap, which is cheating. They received a very less than desirable punishment, even to the words that Ross Brawn said it would have teeth, and it had gummy bears mixed with marshmallows for teeth. And now Red Bull are running away with it, which I don't have a problem if it was the dominance as far as not being underneath the cheating and the situation that happened in 2021, you know, so it just doesn't look good for Red Bull in that sense. And also Christian Horner pretty much coming out and saying that other teams, trying to put other teams on blast about them breaching the cost cap. Meanwhile, he was part of one of the teams that breached the cost cap. So all of that doesn't look good for Red Bull, and it's all on their own fault. Like what is going on with Red Bull, the shade, the scrutiny, the everything that they get is really due to their own fault. They really did that to themselves. It's self-inflicted, and then a lot of people don't like it, but it is what it is, right? So today we're going to try to see if Ferrari is going to pick up some of these pieces that they've dropped off, and they have indeed dropped a lot of pieces along the way from last season to this season. But keep in mind, Charles Leclerc, and I will get the timing sheet up. You will see that once everything starts populating. Keep in mind that Charles did win the Austrian GP last season. All right, so that's a positive for Ferrari. Also, keep in mind, if we take a look here at the timesheets from free practice, Ferrari crowded up at least 2 and 3 in that section, the top 3. Of course, Verstappen sitting at the top, Hamilton right there in 4th, Perez looking to join that top 5, Russell a bit off pace there. And of course, it's no wonder we're looking to see where Stroll will end up in comparison to Alonso, because it's been a gap there. I usually don't like to consistently mention where teammates are in regards to each other, because I think it drives a false narrative that there needs to be a fight between teammates. And a lot of people like to do that quite fondly with Lewis Hamilton and whoever is on the other side of the garage. I don't like it then, and I don't like it in other teams. That's why you rarely hear me saying something about Zhou and Bottas. But I bring up the Aston Martin situation because it also helps support my claim and my premise on the fact that people are completely undervaluing what Lewis Hamilton did as a rookie coming into the sport. He had to battle Alonso pretty much in Alonso's prime, 2-time champion, as a rookie. People undervalue that. All right. Max Verstappen has not had to do anything to that magnitude in his entire career. All right. Not to mention, he's never even had a champion in the garage next to him at any portion of his career to battle. He is the champion in that garage. He didn't have to battle that. Okay, so I think people need to stop undervaluing that. And right now, what you see is pretty much an indication to what's going on. And I use the Stroll and Alonso in 2 different type of comparisons, or 2 different situations where I can apply it to really help bring value to the situation. One is the Lewis Hamilton having to battle Alonso in a garage as a rookie against a 2-time champion and pretty much outperforming Alonso. Alonso having to do so much as to try to pay mechanics to ruin or sabotage Lewis's campaign. Then I also use that in comparison with the Red Bull situation where we have Perez and Max so far apart right now. Perez struggling in the RB19, which is the most powerful car on the grid, the fastest car on the grid, and it's proven, it's factual. But then here you go, you have Lance and Alonso in an AMR 23 highly improved Aston Martin, yet Lance is not bringing that car up to pace to where Aston could have stayed number 2 in the Constructors' Championship. Big shout out to Sylvia Wick Kelly. She just blessed somebody with a Wolfpack membership, kicking the live off right. Lewis Beer Reviews, you just got blessed by Sylvia Wick Kelly. Let's go ahead and give her some goatish. Give her the goatish emoji right there. She is one of the goats right now. I'm trying to tell you right now. Blue, that badge says she's one of the goats. All right, one of the goats in the chat. So listen, we are about to get things kicked off live. We got the live boards getting ready to pop up here. So just be patient. We're going to have plenty of things that we're going to talk about. Plus, also, do not forget, we're going to have kickback quality trivia where you get an opportunity to win money. All right. You're going to get an opportunity to win money on this show. And what will happen is anybody who wins the kickback quality trivia games, you will also get to spin on Sunday during the race live highlights. You'll get to spin for your opportunity for a $50 or a $25 gift card. That is going to be yours. I'm going to send that out to you. It is going to be a Visa gift card. You can spin it anywhere you choose and just ball out with it. Just have a good time with it. All right. So we got the boards up. I'm going to show you, not fronting. As you see right there, we still got time on the clock, 18 minutes to be exact. Also, do not forget, this is a sprint weekend, which is why we are here early on a Friday doing qualifying, which also means the sprint shootout will be tomorrow, which I am looking to also go live for that. But I will take my own time and watch the sprint race and just try to enjoy that. All Wolves, please be aware that we likely will have a Wolves Den today, this evening. Since qualifying is today, we will talk about free practice and qualifying, see where these teams and these drivers end up. I want to hear your predictions for the race coming up Sunday, even your predictions for the sprint coming up tomorrow, to try to see where you think these drivers will land. And also, we'll talk about some other topics in the Wolves Den, all right? So if you have a badge and you're in the chat right now, that means you need to go ahead and get into the Discord if you have not already, to upload your membership, because your Discord access comes with your YouTube membership. So if you are a YouTube member, then you also do have the ability to get into the Discord so that you can participate in those live community groupings that we have. And I think we're going to go ahead and pay attention to the top 4 in regards to the trap times. I think the top 4 is good. I think that's what we usually do. I think we usually do the top 4. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to bring that board in as well, get us all set up for our informational goodies so we can go ahead and have a good qualifying live watch. And then I will show you what I got going on. I do want to have us a little bit. You know what? Let's just pay attention to the top 3. Let's just do the top 3. Let's not even worry about 4. Let's do the top 3 speed trap information, and then bring us in a little, track information as far as yellow flags, stuff like that. Anything that comes up that is indeed like a highlight of what we need to know right now. And I think that'll do us good. And so that's what we're going to do. That's what I think is the game plan. And so since I think it's the game plan, that's what I'm going to do. And you're riding out with me. And so since you're riding out with me, we should be okie dokie. All right. So boom, not going to front. I'm going to show you what we got going on. So this is what we will be paying attention to. Actually, let me shore that up a little bit. I think that's like a little too much there. Right. So there we go. Yeah. Get that shored up. So what did anybody else, if you saw the press conference that Lewis did in regards to the Red Bull comments that he made, what did you think about them? What did you think about those comments? Did you think they were accurate? You thought it was fair? I thought he answered those questions fair. That's what we got right now. Still 18 minutes on the clock, so we're not missing anything. We will cover over some environmental weather situations. Matter of fact, let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats. I did not miss any super chats. We got 18 minutes on the clock. The good thing is weather's clear. All right. And even though somewhat, I know some of you are saying that's really not all a good thing, right? Because in these sprint weekends is an opportunity for weather to come in and offer an additional challenges to these teams because they don't get to change the car. They don't get a long period of time where they can change the car. So let's say we go into qualifying, all of a sudden at the end of qualifying, or let's say towards the middle of qualifying, weather comes in, increment weather comes in, we get rain, they have to switch up their strategies, their plan going forward, and then they don't really know, right? Because they're trying to get these times in and then the cars are kind of locked in. That brings about a different challenge when it comes into the sprint and the GP. Not necessarily a bad thing, but a very challenging thing, which also breeds good entertainment for us watching on a spectator end. So right now, like I said, nothing going on. We're going to pay attention to the top 3 speed times, Sector 1, Sector 2, the finish line, and the speed trap altogether. We will go in and out of this board as we look for times to change. If times are staying the same, then we'll switch out of that board, come here, have us some nice car pouring. As you see right there, we got Charles Leclerc sitting up there. We want to know where things are going to go with him, of course. Is he even going to still be at Ferrari? Some of you already said that you likely think that he is getting paid too much. You think he's getting paid too much in regards to his performance. And I would say yes. So I'm really going to be interested to see, is Ferrari going to be somewhere he'll be in the next, because his contract is coming up. It's going to expire. So I think that's going to be another contract on the watch, just like Lewis Hamilton's contract is on the watch. And I want to know the full details about that. I already had said like year ago or so, when we already knew this was coming up, that I think he's going to be looking for a legacy type deal, something that allows him to still contribute to Mercedes in a capacity where more it's kind of like not a manager, but a consultant. And also helps Mercedes still grow and hopefully gain more championships as a constructor, but maybe not even just a constructor, maybe the current drivers that are active there. I don't think Mick Schumacher is going to be a 1 or 2 driver there. I don't think so, but I don't like to cap people's potential. Let's hope he's putting in the sim time, the work, also educating himself to become a better and stronger driver than what we saw previously, where we pretty much thought you don't belong on the track. Latifi's gone. Why not take Mick Schumacher with him? And while we're at it, let's look at another driver who quite possibly should go, but right now it's his first season, so let's give him a little bit more time, and Nick DeVries. But the big question is AlphaTauri going to give him that time? Is AlphaTauri going to give Nick DeVries that time while they have Danny Rick in the wings, or do they end up shifting DeVries to a reserve driver role, bringing Danny Rick to AlphaTauri? And that right there, I think, would be unfortunate. I think that Nick deserves to have the opportunity to go another season, given his resume and what we saw and what we anticipated, or even safely assumed, what we thought was a safe assumption. We thought he should do and would do better, and he hasn't. And I think that also goes to show that Formula One is the most elite motorsport around. Not everybody can do it. I think we saw that with Antonio Giovinazzi, with him going to the Le Mans and getting that win, with 3 other drivers. But unfortunately, we saw Antonio in Formula One and he was crap. So there's other places for drivers to go and hopefully be successful. Sometimes the top level of the sport is not for everybody, or everybody can't compete there. The Mechanic says Charles is high performer, but not sure what's going on this year. Maybe not even this year, even last year, right? Even last year, I think there are less times that we can say, Charles, you killed yourself. You killed your own championship campaign. I don't want to say killed yourself because mental health is real. Suicide rates are up and real. And so don't want to put that out there. So let's just say he killed his championship campaign. But I think last season we can attribute more of that to Ferrari, not Charles so much. This season, they started off rocky. I think Charles is pretty much, to me, leading a bit in making the mistakes, especially Miami, made mistake after mistake. And that's something that he's going to have to get away from doing. He's going to have to get away from being the catalyst for dooming your own success. And that does make a difference when it comes up to getting contracts, right? If you're a driver where we can point out you've done A, B, C, D EFG, like, you know, Ferrari strategy. Like, they have so many alphabets in their strategy, just ridiculous. Why should we give you $20 million to do what you're doing? Right? We need to save some of that money, put it into development. And once you prove that you're that driver where we can say, hey, 20 million, we sneeze at that. Charles, you deserve that. Then they shouldn't do it, right? I think Perez accepted too little, and I talked to that. So the mechanic, yeah, he is a high performer. I do agree. He also makes unneeded mistakes, and I do mean unneeded mistakes in the worst times. But Charles is a good driver, all right? I'm just waiting to see. Ferrari need to get the machinery right, and then let's see where Charles stands then, okay? And go from there. So, yeah, I'm definitely still rocking with Charles. I don't know if he's going to still rock with Ferrari. Although he's saying all the right things right now, is that really going to be the case when it comes to contract time, if there's something else open? But then even then, where does he go, right? Alonso is trying to keep his nose in the brown pie to make sure that he secures his position at Aston Martin, especially now after doing so much hopping around the grid to different teams. He's landed in a good spot with Aston Martin. They have developed a good car this season. Verstappen is taken out of the garage for qualifying. The clock has started, as you see. K-Mag is at the top. Do not be fooled with that. And let's see how these things go. Haas is at the top. Do not be fooled with that. Going to see how these sectors start lining up. We're going to see, can Haas even have a repeat performance of Hulk getting back into that top three and not getting shafted due to a penalty? That would be something that would be good for them. And I'm going to tell you something. Although I like the Austrian surrounding, I like the countryside of the track. The track to me is still a NASCAR like F1 track. Like, if there was a NASCAR track in F1, the Austrian GP would be a NASCAR track to me. It's short. It's not very much to it. It's damn near 3 more corners than turns than what you'll have in a NASCAR track. Even though they got that one big bend each side of that's kind of like a turn. So 4 turns or 2, call it what you want. But yeah, it's kind of like Will I Am with the super chat. Sub fam, Merc, high fuel runs are fast so far. They are. Will, you know what I'm saying, the bro, to bring you the WPPN updates when we have F1 Minute live on Monday, which we will be live Monday, 8:30 p.m. Live Monday. The day before the 4th of July, we will go live for the show earlier. We will go live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so be here for the show. You get an opportunity to come on the platform, but today we're on qualifying. We got 16 minutes to see what these drivers are going to do. I got my honey bun on deck for Q2, Q3 break going into Q3. I got my honey bun on deck. Haven't had anything. Took a bike ride this morning to get the blood flowing. And that was very interesting to see several people swerve into the bike lane, not paying attention. I do carry my 509C with me, along with my different shoes and my hydration pack. So I was fully prepared. But yeah. Will I Am says, Lewis, onboard cameras are working. Good job, Merc. There we go. Max Perez got the DRS wing open. We're going to see what Perez is going to do. A little bit of sliding action. Also, keep in mind that we may see plenty of drivers get track limit penalties or lap times deleted due to exceeding track limits. So, yeah, let's see what Ferrari can do. Let's see what Mercedes is going to do. Let's see what Aston's going to do. We already know at least 50% of the garage what Red Bull is going to do. Very good to see Perez up top so far. I would like to see him a bit closer to where I think he should be in the RB19, which is where Max is. I know a lot of people, including myself, have had concerns about Red Bull and their integrity to Perez as far as his car. It seems like there has been a correlation, and we keep talking about it because it keeps happening, that Perez wins, and then all of a sudden his performance drops off to the Marina Trench. And that can't happen time and time again without us saying that either it's Perez consistently failing himself or Red Bull consistently doing something to put Perez in his number 2 driver place? Spider R35 says, Forza Merc watching from work on my iPad and phone. Big shout out to Spider R35, staying dedicated. That's what I'm talking about, fam. Sylvia Witt Kelly, if Will starts winning the quiz, I'm going to give him a 5-second penalty for using Google. Hey, you can use, it's an open book test, Sylvia Witt. It's an open book test. Right now, we got Pia. I know my bro Baraka be like, damn it, Jay. Pia is right there, number 2. Max Verstappen laying down the fastest lap, 1:5.190. Can anybody beat that? We are in Q1. It is very possible. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. 1:05. Is it possible we're looking at, that would be wild as hell. And it's far-fetched, but maybe not in RB19, Red Bull Ring, the home track, Verstappen. What if we see, what the hell would you all say if we saw a 59 seconds, something like that lap? What, that 5 seconds off a lap? That would be crazy. That would be stupid crazy. I think it's not possible, but I'm not want to say it's impossible. But if we were to even see a 1:01 would be stupid crazy. Stupid crazy. Pia is still sitting right there in number 2. Big shout out Pia doing what he do. I want to see what he's going to do in regards to the other rookies. Baraka, about to start my workout doing quali. Bro, I got mine in already. Now, Baraka, you talking about a workout. Usually you at work, bro. Will is in the chat. We are going to start quali kickback trivia. And I'm going to let you know, I'm going to try to give you all, some people, another additional chance. Like if we run out of questions, I'm going to go over the questions from last week, so you should be able to get them right. All right, Spin Cam is on and popping. So, yeah, we will have Spin Cam going on and popping. So, yeah, keep that in mind right now. Verstappen at the top, Pia splitting the Red Bulls with some of that papaya orange right there. Verstappen 1, Pia 2, Perez 3, and K-Mag number 4, Stroll number 5, and Alonso out of the top 5 along with the Mercedes crew and the Ferrari crew. So let's see what's going to happen with that. Looking at this yellow flag situation going on, Q1 yellow flag situation we got going on right there. DRS is disabled in zone 1. And right there, let's also go ahead and cover our weather because we were supposed to do that earlier, but I just got squirreled. 3.6 kilometer winds going due east. 41.5 Celsius is the track temp. Air temp is 27.4 Celsius with a humidity of 39%. No rain right now in sight, and let's hope it stays that way, but things could change. If we look down below, you'll see the trap or the speed time sector 1, Williams 1 and 2, Sargent and Albon 326, 325 kilometers an hour. Pia leading in sector 2, 245 kilometers an hour. Verstappen not far behind because they're tied at that. And then right here, who do we have on Spin Cam? It looks like we got Valtteri Butt Cheek Lake Bottas in Spin Cam. Bottas giving some Spin Cam action. Finish line, we got Verstappen and Perez, 286 kilometers an hour. And then again, speed trap, Albon and Logan Sargent. Don't forget Logan Sargent having the updates on that car in this race, and Bottas also hitting the DRS sign right there. So thank you, Bottas, for giving up. Listen, we already got a red flag. I'm going to ask you a question in the chat. I got to ask it because right now it just seems like either this going to 083 blessing somebody with a good chat. He says, what's up, Wolfpack family, blessing us with the purple hearts. Much love to you, 083. Also, do not forget, we have a new VIP member that we are going to be presenting live this Sunday. That box is going out to somebody, shipped out. The other box going to UK. 2 Blue Divas should be receiving that box no later than Monday or Tuesday of next week, given it's a holiday. Hopefully it gets out of this country before then and on its way to you. Big shout out. Will I Am sells ham on 6-lap old softs boxing. More pace coming. We're going to see if that pace is coming. I'm going to be looking for it. Right now, the grid is locked. So I got a question for you in the chat. I'm going to ask you a poll in the chat. Don't dance on it. Just vote on it. All right. Question in the chat. Here it goes. Do you think these red flags are being overly used this season? Right. At the time, at one of the most critical times that will go down in history, for Formula One history, that is, where a red flag would have given even drivers on the grid, but at least two drivers the clear opportunity to fairly end and cap off an epic season in Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, yet they didn't use it. Several drivers out of position on the restart, cheated them as well, yet they didn't use it. This season, we have red flags for anything. I mean, it is not uncommon at this point in time for us to see 3 to 4 red flags in a GP weekend, let alone in a Grand Prix itself. Are red flags being overplayed? Do you think red flags are being overly used? We are at 11 minutes and 49 seconds, and we have a red flag already, barely 7 minutes into this session. Gonna make it a long one if they don't get things cleared up, which they should get things pretty cleared up pretty fast. It wasn't like a bunch of collision and debris on the track. But already we're in a red flag situation. I just think they're using red flags too much. Track is clear. We are back in green status. Teams will be rolling back up out of there and getting things done. So yeah, I just think, it's being overly used. I don't think like in a situation that we just saw the ball to spin out, I don't think it should have been a red flag. And definitely yellow flag it up, but red flag, I think it was a bit too much. I mean, Latifi smashed out debris all over the damn track, had to crane him out, and you didn't red flag that. You shoulda. But this season, red flag is the thing. So I'm not opposed to the red flags. I'm just wondering if maybe they're a little too red flag happy at times. So that's what I'm saying. So big shout out to all the fam in the chat. Let me go ahead. I see some people. Will I Am Galacticus, Sylvia Wick, Kelly, Blue Diva, Tommy Moore even. I'm going to read even people that aren't members of the channel. Galacticus, DG Blue, Mr. T48, Renzo, Blue Diva, Galacticus again, and EJ Norris. Big shout out to you all in the chat. Thank you all for joining us for this live quality watch. Do not forget, quality kickback trivia is going to start in between Q1, Q2 while we have that intermission session. Remember, you need to answer with a super chat. I'm not going to try to read through all the chats to try to see an answer. There are people that tend to don't do that. They like to just play and give up the answer and not get paid for it. I've seen some people answer questions very fast, knowing they could have won $25 or $50, but they didn't. You got to play right. You got to play right. Right now, we do have Will in the chat. We got Baraka in the chat. And if you weren't here last Monday during our F1 Minute, Baraka said that he beats Will plenty of times, but he doesn't play. He's just in the background rattling off these questions. Baraka's in the chat. Now, he did say he was working out, but he's not at work. It's going to be interesting to see if he can beat King Will of Quality Kickback Trivia. Will is like a 5-time recipient of cash money. All right. He should be getting his other gift card, should have came already if it hadn't made it by now. He's gotten $200+ right now. He's running up $200 Visa cash money. Like, come on now. Who else is doing that? We're having fun here. We're making the dollars right here. We're doing things here. All right. 083 says Russell is like I see. Tot. Feels like rain. Russell right now saying that I see rain. It's raining. I want inners right now. It's raining. I need the wets. Matter of fact, go straight to wets. It's drizzling. I need wets out here. Galactic is saying I would rather have red flags and start clean. I would too. I would like that. Just sometimes I don't think the red flags are needed. Like, I don't think right there with that spin out a red flag was needed. And 90% of you said that you agree with what I say or something similar to what I would think. 90%. So 90%, I think that's a pretty strong poll right there, saying that you all also believe it's a little too sensitive with the red flags. And I also support that notion. Right now, we got 11 minutes, sub 30 on the clock, 2.9 kilometers an hour due northwest. So our winds changed from east to northwest and shaved off a bit of that wind speed. Track temp still around 40 Celsius. Track temp, air temp, 27 Celsius, and humidity did increase a tick. So if we consistently see that humidity go up, then we may have to be concerned if rain is in the future of the sprint and the race, which that is where things will get very challenging. So we're going to keep an eye out for that. Max Verstappen exceeds track limits at turn 10. His track time will be deleted, but that ain't nothing. We talking about 2:17 when he already laid down a 1:5. Also, Pia, top of the charts right there, my friend, my rookie, Pia, 1:5.893 right now. That's what I like. Also, Stroll, big shout out. Stroll right now in the top 5. Will it stay that way? I don't know. We will see. Hamilton still are down there, but not in the risk of not going into Q2. The drivers at risk right now are the entire Alfa Romeo team and the entire Alpine team, and Norris is down there as well. Those are the drivers in risk of not making it into Q2, but not really, because it's 10 minutes still left there. So it's not like they don't have plenty of time to improve. All right, we got plenty of time for them to improve. So it's too early to decide that those drivers will be dropped off the cliff, return back to the motorhome, start playing F1 23, which we are now playing on the Wolfpack F1 Grudge Racing Series. You can come join us anytime Formula One does not have a race. We will be here on that Sunday, racing likely at our regular scheduled time, which is 11 a.m. unless I say otherwise. And then following that grudge race, we still will have F1 Minute, regardless if it's after a GP or not. Mondays, usually our time is 8:30. This time, July 3rd, we will be on at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Car 10 Gasly will be reinstated. He is going to be reinstated right there. So we'll see what's going on. Also, nothing changing right now. Looks like Williams' Albon is going to be on his hot lap. We're going to see what the Williams brothers are going to do. Williams doing very well coming out of Canada at 7th. Albon bringing some nice, well-deserved points home. Now Logan Sargent having these updates on his car. We will see what he does and where he is in comparison to his teammate, Albon. Alex doing his thing. Oof, Hamilton looking like he's on the stroll, keeping those tires on the black stuff, not exceeding track limits. Fastest sector 2 goes to Verstappen. Norris pops to the top of the chart. Right there, Norris coming out of that area, 1:05.617. Alonso in 2, Pia in 3, Perez 4. Where are these other rookies? Let me find them. Hamilton going to 3rd, Alonso 2nd, Hamilton laying it down. Oh, Sainz, this is what I like. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I say this season, quali has been very interesting. Look at that. Almost 4 drivers changing out of that top spot. Sainz was there. Verstappen takes it back over, 1:05.116, laying down another hot lap, 1:05.1. We're going to need somebody to get to that 1:04. Can anybody do it? And we will see. Norris, Alonso, Hamilton, Russell still struggling, drops to 11th. The other rookies are also struggling. If we look down there, you'll see Logan Sargent holding down the bottom like a catfish in America at 19th. You see Nick DeVries at 16th. Both of those drivers will be in risk at not making it. And I usually go to saying, if we start really seeing that after 5 minutes has lapsed, is those drivers going to make it or not? And we will see. Right now, this is getting interesting. The Ferrari boys likely returning to where they were in free practice. We looked at free practice, 2 and 3, Verstappen in 1, Hamilton 4. Alonso right there as well, going a little, a little further back than what we are accustomed to seeing him, especially with Stroll in front. But we'll see if some of these free practice times kind of hold up. As you see right there, drivers medium and soft, a couple of drivers right there on the hard tire. So we're going to see what happens here, because this is getting interesting right there. As you see right there, still on the clock, 7 minutes, 1.4 kilometers an hour due north. Track temp dropped just a tad, as well as air temp, but humidity did go up another tick at 41%. What will that mean for us? It is a little cloudy out there. Alex Albon looking good out there. Sargent looking like he's turning some corners as well. Going to see what he's going to do. Big Uno, blessings to your twin and everyone, to the fam. Big shout out to Uno. Rice Motorsports saying FIA tripping again, trying to keep tabs on track limits. Yeah, I think we saw that last season too. They were a little bit overzealous with track limits, but track limits are track limits, right? If you come off the track, because we got to keep the same energy. I know when we saw Verstappen several times come off track and they didn't delete his lap time, we were like, yo, what about track limits? So I think got to keep the same energy. If you're off track, you're off track, but we don't want to see certain drivers be off track and those lap times still stick. That's not a good situation, nor is that any good integrity for the FIA. Once again, Sainz, Ferrari, and Charles Leclerc, 2 and 3, just like it was out of free practice 1, which is the only free practice that they're going to get. Norris at 4, Alonso 5, Hamilton 6, Gasly 7, Tsunoda 8, Pia in 9th, and Perez in 10th. And then on the opposite side of that, Russell goes ahead and pops in a 9, jumps Perez back to 11, as you see right there. Alfa Romeo coming out of the danger zone, both together as a team, tandem 12 and 13th right there. K-Mag, Hulk not seeming to have the performance he had in Canada. He is holding down the bottom. DRS did just crack open, as you see right there. Car 12, Nick 21, Nick DeVries has a track time or lap time deleted, exceeding track limits in turn 10, which seems like a very familiar area for most of these drivers. Allison Dunley, big shout out. Is Russell not adapting to the W14 upgrades? That, my dear, is a very, very good question. That's a very good question. Is what we're seeing right now post the update to the W14, which is like so-called a B spec, but not officially a big B spec due to the monocoque not being changed. But is Russell struggling now with this car? That is a very good question, Allison. I think that is something that, you know what? I tell you what, I think when I see good super chats like that, those are super chats that we should go ahead and convert into polls. Let's poll that super chat and see what the rest of the family members, viewers, and subscribers think. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. That's a very good question. I will poll it to the family. Vote on it, don't dance on it, or you can dance on it and do both. Mary Beanie says, I believe Lewis can do a 1.4. A 104. She believes Lewis can do a 104. She says, get the champagnes for Sun 100. Okay, Mary Beanie, I'll tell you what. I will put a bottle in the fridge. Just because you say so, I will put a bottle in that fridge and have it on standby, on deck, in case we actually see something like that happen. But right now, we still got Max Verstappen getting ready to complete another lap. Still, same, no, doesn't supersede his last time. Right now, we got Norris getting ready to finish that Sector 3. Let's see what he lays down and where that places him. And he doesn't change at all. Hamilton is also finishing up a Sector 3. And I don't think anything's going to change for him at all. So it looks like we're going to have the same placement. We got Verstappen, Sainz, Leclerc. We got a Red Bull, Ferrari top 3. That's what we got going on right now. So nothing changed right there for anybody. Looking to see if Aston Martin and Alonso is going to crack that top 3. Definitely know he's capable of it in the past. We need to see if he's going to be capable of it now. I think last race, seeing the updates, I think plenty of us thought, hey, they've done something and they've probably have crept back into those top 3 fast teams. Now we're going to see if those updates will indeed show themselves at the Austria, the Red Bull Ring. If they don't, it looks like Ferrari may be a strong team here. It looks like they may hold down that number 2 and 3 spot unless Hamilton and Mercedes and Russell can do and say something about that. I would like to see, honestly, Ferrari occupy a spot on that podium. I would like to see that. I think it's due time. I think definitely Charles, if he can earn it on merit, it would be good for his morale, good for the Ferrari team, the mechanics, everybody's morale back at the factory, and hopefully they can consistently build and give us a good battle right there for 2 and 3 between 3 teams. And I'm going to go ahead and throw McLaren in there because McLaren's holding on pretty strong right there. Norris, again, cracking into the top 3. Pia is not too far behind. Lewis Hamilton is 6. Russell's at a distant 6 positions back in 12th. Still not in danger of not making it, but in Q2, if he keeps up with that performance, he will be in danger of not making it. That section, that entire section from 11 to 15 will be the drop-off zone going out of Q2. If these drivers cannot consistently stay out of that zone, they will join the other 5 drivers that we are looking at currently right now in Hulk, Albon, Ocon, Sargent, and DeVries, which will be going to the trailers to play F123, and they have less than 2 minutes to show can they get in it or will they be out of it. That is what we're looking for right now. Sainz getting ready to finish out his Sector 3 along with Verstappen and Leclerc. Let's see what happens with them. And I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't look like much is going to change there. Nah, Verstappen still got it. He's going to get ready to pit out if Verstappen still got it. We're going to see if he's going to come back out. I'm really not looking to see Verstappen do anything, but I do like to see Perez, Checo, Minister of Defense, getting cheated by his own team, Red Bull, shafting him after doing many wins and not any more wins at all. Perez, number 2 right there, bringing it up with a nice purple sector, and sector 3 bringing it home. Soft compound tire is the choice of the entire grid right now. Nobody is trying anything different at this point in time. K-Mag sinks down and says, I'm going to save you, Hulk. You go on to Q2 without me if he stays there. And right now, Albon and Sargent, Team Williams, looking like they might not make it out of Q2. So updates maybe looking like track specific, maybe not doing so good here, is they have 7 turns, a shorter track. You're going to have a bit better setup for this track. Not a lot of long straight line speeds that are going to be here. You're going to need to have more turn, more performance there, a little bit more draggy. We got right now, it says car 55 deleted lap time exceeding track limits in turn 9. So that's what we got going on right there. We got 26 seconds before the end of Q1 and the start of Kickback Quality Trivia will begin soon. I am already getting hungry. I'm already looking for this honey bun. Got my water, got my napkin. That's going to be good. Yuki right there getting pushed back. Gasly joining the top 10. So it looks like right now, top 10, we're going to have as a team, we got McLaren as a team in the top 10. We got Ferrari as a team in the top 10. And we have Red Bull as a team in the top 10. Broken up couples right now, Alonso, Hamilton, and Albon breaking himself out of that danger zone. Logan Sargent unable to do so. The only rookie right now from America, representing America, and I don't think the Captain America name is going to stick at least this season. He's going to have to lose that nickname. He's going to have to get something else, all right? He's going to have to get another nickname until he earns the Captain America nickname, because he ain't saving shit. He definitely is not saving the Williams season or anything else. Spider R35, DeVries ain't it. Danny Rick will have the seat soon. And you know what, Spider R35, I don't doubt you. I was talking about that earlier before we really got into this. I'm thinking that DeVries, and I'm not saying that I think it's right. I think he deserves a good off season, come in and see what he can do next season. If he doesn't, I think it's typical Red Bull fashion. Halfway through the season, they don't mind taking him, shifting him to reserve, bringing Danny Rick in. But there's a lot of things going on with AlphaTauri right now. And with AlphaTauri going through what may be some nice changes in their organization. And I'm wondering if we're looking at the dawn or the sunrise of the split of AlphaTauri as a team from Red Bull, and maybe being operated as an entirely different entity altogether. Don't forget, FIA came out with a directive that pretty much said teams that would use intellectual property in other series and then bring them into the Formula One team, those items would be considered under the cost cap. And I always was one of those people that said, I believe there's a lot of things going in between AlphaTauri and Red Bull in the same house. 4 drivers, 4 cars, 2 teams operated basically essentially as one organization on a team. I thought that was a bit unfair. I'm looking to see that split up. I thought that might be a good entry for Andretti to come in, but it seems like things like that aren't working. So, you know, we can hope for something else. So I tell you what, right there at the end of Q1, driver looks like Joe was trying to bring it in for the holder. He was going to try to do something. But right now, the drivers that will not join us for Q2 are the entire AlphaTauri team. Nick DeVries holding down the bottom at 20, K-Mag at 19, Logan Sargent being left and forgotten. So evidently Albon does not believe in no man left behind. He leaves Logan behind at 18th. That is Will's rookie. Joe is going to be left behind by Bottas. Bottas just barely making it out by his butt cheeks. Yuki Tsunoda at the top of the first losers out of qualifying session. And right now, Albon in 9th. Alonso in 7th. Stroll, if he stays where he is, next quali, he will be out of there. But it is time for quali kickback trivia. Now, remember, you must answer with a super chat. Must answer with a super chat. We're about to kick this game off. I'm about to end. Quali kickback trivia is beginning. So let's go. All right, so here we go. First question. All right. Ford formed its own team in 2000 under what subsidiary name? Ford formed its own team in 2000 under what subsidiary name? Doo-doo, boo-doo, doo-doo, doo, boo-doo, boo-doo, boop. Let's see who's going to get it. Ford formed its own team in 2000 under what subsidiary name? Don't forget, Ford will be coming back, joining Red Bull as a power unit manufacturer. Deregulate Uno, my twin brother from another mother. DeVries is just the Prix. Marco made a huge mistake. That's Marco Helmets. Whoa, Baraka first on the board. Jaguar is the right answer. Baraka first on the board. My brother said, I ain't playing. I'm here to show Will what I can do. I'm here to show Will what happens when you DUI behind the wheel and you serve. You might wreck that whip. And he said, I'm coming to wreck Will's ship. DG Big Blue also got the answer right, just a tad behind Baraka with the correct answer in Jaguar. You know what I'm saying? Which eventually I think got bought over by a Switzerland company and then kind of really revamped that body style and came back in the graces of good people willing to spend more money on Jaguar. But Baraka is first on the board. Baraka, welcome. DG Blue, welcome. You got to get on that board. First up is the first one that gets the point. You can steal points from him. Here we go. Just to let you know, I am keeping an eye on track times. We are zeroed out on the clock, but teams 1 minute and 55 seconds, 2 minutes before we begin Q2. We got time for another question. So here we go. Question. Next question up. Baraka got first point. Which global oil and gas company has been a long-term sponsor of the Ferrari F1 team? These are gimmies. Which global oil and gas company has been a long-term sponsor of the Formula One Ferrari F1 team? You know, FFF is like, yeah, it's tricky. All right, who's going to get this next point? Who's going to get this next point? You remember, you're spinning the wheel on Sunday for $50 or $25 Visa gift card. Spin it anywhere you want. Who's getting the next point? Which global and oil gas company has been the long-term sponsor for the Ferrari F1 team? People are answering, could be getting the answers and the points to get money. Baraka says Shell. Is Baraka the only person playing today? Will I Am comes in just behind Baraka. Oh my gosh, we might have a battle. But Baraka now has 2 points, and he only needs one more point to win. Spider R35 comes in, says Shell as well with the right answer. Oh, my shit and goodness. Oh, my goodness. Listen, I think this right now, Galacticus decides he's going to enter Shell. Now, if you do have an answer like that, because I know it's Shell, any user C, I'm still going to give you the point if you answer first. So if an answer like that just happens to be bit misspelled, I'm still going to give you the point. Had Galacticus answered first with that Shell, I would have gave him the points for Shell, and he would be on the board. Right now, we need somebody to heavily compete and steal points from Baraka in order to keep him from closing it out, just straight running through it like a Gatling gun, all right? Right now, Will I Am right now showing up, Galactic is showing up, Spider R35 showing up. This might be a four-way battle. If these contestants can steal points first, they can slow Baraka from winning or not winning at all. But if Baraka still stays in form as he has these last two questions, woo, cars on track, and we're going to hold off on that. We are going to hold off on that. Oh, my goodness. Quality kickback trivia might get spicy, y'all. Keep that in mind. Right now, 14 minutes, 40-something seconds on the clock. We are looking to see, are we going to have a Red Bull and Ferrari top three, Max Verstappen on pole, or is Hamilton, Alonso, Norris going to have something to say about that, cracking into those top three? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you something right now. I honestly would like to see like a Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, or a Mercedes, Aston Martin, McLaren. Either way it goes, I would like to see a mixed top three, honestly. I would like to see a mixed top three, and I would like to see Ferrari on podium Sunday. That is what I would like to see. All right, so right now, 92% of you all say yes, Russell is struggling. All right, so I got another poll in the chat for you all while we're waiting for these cars to really build up speed. Right now, these laps aren't counting for anything. So let's go ahead and start another poll. I want to know what you think about Nick DeVries. All right, here you go. Poll in the chat. Don't dance on it. Just vote on it. Do you think Red Bull Racing will reserve DeVries next season? Meaning, do you think he will be in a reserve driver role and not in a two seat? Because he's definitely not a one right now. Yuki has decided to show up. I think he took what Helmut Marko said and probably what a lot of us said as a challenge, and maybe even motivated him to say, you know what, y'all are counting me out for a guy who just came in as a backup. And yeah, he did some good things at Williams. That was at Williams. But now you're telling me that I'm the senior man here, and you're telling me that you're going to let DeVries come in and just take my spot. I think Yuki took that, used it as motivation and energy, and that's what we're seeing, because he's the only driver bringing home groceries to AlphaTauri to make dinner this season. He's the only driver doing it. Nick DeVries has not contributed toward the gas bill, the water bill, the trash bill, the mortgage, or the groceries. You need those 5 essential things to live in life, and Nick DeVries is providing none of those. Meanwhile, Yuki says, I'm wearing the pants in the house. I'm going to bring home the bread, the money. I'm going to bring home everything for you to be warm or cold whenever you need it. Want to put sheets and pillows on your bed? Nick DeVries, you go to sleep. I'm going to take care of it. And that's what Yuki's been doing. So it's going to be interesting to see where they land up this time. But unfortunately, both of them did not make it out of Q3. So Yuki starting at 16. Will he be able to climb up 7 positions and get into points and see how that goes for him? I don't want to just see him at 10. I would like to see if Yuki can get like a 9-8, try to get a little bit past that. Albon showing us that he quite was capable, getting 7th position in Canada, coming away with some very good points for that team, at least in perspective. Right now, Albon, it's still early, but he's sitting in the drop-off zone between the Alpine team, Gasly and Ocon. Maybe they are still drunk and hungover from all the beer that Clarkson brought to them that day. Should have brought them some performance. Also, shame on Alpine. I'm going to say it. Shame on Alpine for definitely not big-upping as much as Michael B. Jordan being the only black Formula One owner in the team as a stake, 24% with Ryan Reynolds. And the crew, 24% is no small percentage of a Formula One team. That's a pretty nice chunk as an investment group for them to go ahead and acquire. That was pretty good. Estimating the valuation of Alpine at almost close to $1 billion, they get $100 more million. Right there, Verstappen, what is that looking like? Verstappen going down, we know that's not going to stay that way. So don't get surprised, don't get happy, don't get excited. Perez sitting at the top of the board, Norris sitting behind him, and Aston Martin. I like that. That's a good mix-up. That's a good mix-up right there. Let's go ahead and look at our speed right there. Verstappen, Sector 1, leading at 327 kilometers an hour. Norris leading in Sector 2 with 249 kilometers an hour. Verstappen with the finish line and the speed trap, 320 kilometers an hour and 290 kilometers an hour in reverse. Our winds, 1.8 due north, 38.2 Celsius is a track temp, air temp, 26.3, dropped a tad. And again, we are getting another uptick in humidity. Makes me wonder what rain will come, because if we get to 50%, you might want to start looking for some type of moisture, at least from Russell. He's going to complain about some type of moisture. All right, so Norris is in the pits. Stroll out there still trying to live his best life right there in number 2. So big shout out, get a good look at Stroll. As it didn't last long, Stroll gets shifted back to 11th. Oh, Stroll, there's so many things that we're going to have to talk about in regards to you having that seat at Aston Martin. Your dad's going to have to get, he's going to have to get right. There's some decisions that Lawrence is going to need to make. Hulk right there at number 2. Will we see a repeat performance from Hulk as we saw in Canada? I would like to see that. I'd like to see Hulk do that. And I would like to see where he would come out, because he's loaning by himself through the rest of his qualifying session. K-Mag didn't make it out of Q1. I would like to see Hulk start number 2 and see how much of that can he actually hold on to Sunday. Because remember, this sets the grid for Sunday. This does not affect the sprint tomorrow. The sprint shootout will determine the grid for the sprint race. So if he gets in that top 5 area, he will hold on to that going into Sunday's race. And I, for one, would be very interested to see how much of that can he keep, or how much of that will he lose. Just me, all right? 083 says Russell is like, are you sure it's not raining? I see rain clouds. I see rain. I have my umbrella and my rain boots on. Don't ask me how I got out of my race shoes into my rain boots in this car, but I did it because I'm always prepared for rain. Lando Norris says, I want some of that top action. Hulk wants some of that top action. Alonso wants some of that top action. Sainz, Hamilton, and Pia sitting just behind them in line at the grocery store. Maybe they might do some cutting. Maybe. I'm gonna wait for them to come on out. Pia is out there. He's getting ready to close off his sector 2. Going to enter into sector 3, see what kind of time he lays down. It would be interesting to see if Pia is going to take that top spot from Norris while he's out there on track. Leclerc not looking the worst, but not looking the best. I think Ferrari fans and myself want to see Leclerc pop into that top 5, no less than that in that Ferrari. Stroll in Stroll form. Let's just say that. Perez and Verstappen, you know it's not going to stay that way. Gasly going to number 2. Alpine looking like they want to do something today. Russell needs to bring it on up. I'm liking what we got for that top 10. That top 10 right there, I'm liking to see a race. If we could see a race start with that top 10, right now we're looking at Bottas butt cheek stream cheeks coming around trying to see what he's going to do. He's by himself right now trying to see if he'll make it out of Q2 into Q3. That twitch did not look good as he's going to do that final turn coming into the straight. DRS wing is cracked open. Let's see what's going to happen here. And let's see what we're looking at. Let's see what we're looking at if he closes this off, because I'm trying to tell you, I don't like what we're seeing so far. Alfa Romeo struggling. Don't forget Alfa Romeo will be leaving the Sauber chassis going over to Haas Alfa Romeo, which is what that would be. I'll just say Haas Romeo. That kind of sounds like a condiment sauce. Haas, can I get some Haas Romeo, please? Can I get some of that? Sure. We'll bring it to you soon, sir. Rice Motorsports says, why is George struggling all of a sudden? Merck setting the W14B up for Lewis. That's why Max keeps getting laps deleted too. And he should get laps deleted, especially if he exceeds track limits, just like anybody else is being getting them deleted. De Vries got one deleted. Sainz got to delete it. Max Verstappen, again, turn 10. And I told you all earlier, turn 10 is going to be a very interesting area. Majority of our deleted lap times have come from exceeding track limits in turn 10. So that's not going to be anything definitely we're going to say is biased, because it seems like a lot of drivers in that turn are not able to keep the tires on the right side of the white line. So, hey, you get what you get. You play silly games, you get silly prizes. You play exceeding track limits, you're going to get deleted track lap time. So keep that in mind. Right there, Sainz going to number 2, Verstappen number 1. I told you 104.951. Verstappen lays it down. Another hot lap. I told you 104 was going to be coming. It came by way of Max Verstappen. Can anybody else do something better than that? Right now, Sainz is close, 0.03 of a second off or more to get that up there to that 1.4 time. Norris a bit further off. Alonso going up, popping up there. Now listen, we already know, and I don't. Ooh, yeah, that's a deleted. Albon, it definitely exceeded track limits right there. It looked like it to me, although I would need to see the footage a bit closer, but it looked like he did exceed that. It does look like that. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Hulk right now. If he could stay in the top 10, that would be cool. Perez right now, he's got a lot to salvage. I mean, right now he's the closest person that can deliver some type of challenging or competitive aspect to Verstappen's championship year. Have no doubt, I do believe Max Verstappen is going to be the 2023 World Driving Champion, which will give him 3, still less than Seb, but more than Alonso. So puts him in the middle. Still got to do better than Seb. And I will say, the way this season is forming up could make 2024 a very competitive season. Also, let's not forget Lewis Hamilton saying a lot of things in regards to Red Bull's penalty and how it really didn't do much. And I think he's just echoing what a lot of us in the Formula world think. That definitely wasn't the way that you want to set a precedence going forward. So it's going to be interesting to see what the FIA do when we finally get the results for the cost cap, whenever that's going to happen. I guess whenever they get done fudging stuff up. Teams that breached the cost cap, whether it was procedurally or financially, where they sit. And if we have teams that breach back to back, what happens with them? Because if you breach back to back, it's supposed to be a pretty not so great thing for you or your team. So I just want to see, are they going to hold true to that, or are we going to just see more gummy bears coming out gnawing on somebody's arm? It doesn't hurt much. It's a gummy bear. Your teeth, you forgot to put your dentures in, Grandpa. Put your dentures in, then bite me. Maybe that's what we see. So yeah, a lot of cars in pit right now. You know, this time 3 minutes, 50 something seconds. Winds 1.4 due east. Track temps 37.8 Celsius. Air temp 26.3 Celsius, and another uptick in humidity at 45%. If that keeps going up, like I said, let's see what happens going in tomorrow. But if it doesn't get above 50, it's nothing to really be concerned about. Racer X210 says, well, Max is slower than me. I dropped a 1.04.8. Have a great day, everyone. Wolf Nation. Racer X210 popping in and say he would have pole position if he was out there on track with Max Verstappen right now. And to get to what Rice Motorsports said, yeah, I do think that, yeah, it could be attributed to the new development of the W14, but let's also say this. Let's also in the same breath say, Russell, if that would be accurate, Russell was attached to a car that was a failing design, not one but for 2 seasons. So if that is the case, it's not a bad thing, right? All right. Now they're taking the car in a better direction, and we can say factually it's a better direction based off the performance that we are now seeing, the things that they've been able to accomplish in a short window. But we're looking to see what's going to happen in this GP. We're looking to see if the range of these upgrades will give Mercedes a better opportunity to be competitive at majority tracks going forward for the end of the season. And that's what we want to know. Right now, we are in the 2-minute mark. All right, 2-minute mark. And we are right now looking at 5 more drivers that may not make it. And I say may because the fat lady, the big guy, has not sung yet. Ocon decided to go ahead and get right up out of that area. Stroll looking like he might not make it. Pia might not make it in the Q3 anyway. Bottas butt cheek streams may not make it. And Russell right now is in fear and in jeopardy of not making it. Perez, I hope not. If we see Perez not making it in the Q3, this is going to be an ongoing discussion for the remainder of the season, with Perez's performance just going to the trash can all of a sudden after he was rivaling Max Verstappen for race wins and the driver championship earlier this season. It just is not a good look. It's really not a good look. And it's not anything that somebody should bat an eye at and not pay attention to. Russell deleted lap time track limits at turn 9. Russell deleted lap time track limits at turn 9. So yeah, these deleted lap times are happening. They are among several different teams and drivers, so I don't think right now there's any biasness on that. Russell able to keep his tires on the right side of the white line on that lap at least, and what that got him is not much, all right? Not much at all, but we'll see what he could do on the next one. Hamilton right now just holding on to top 5 in that 5th position. Russell, that take him to 10th, shifts Ocon in the danger zone, so Alpine in jeopardy of losing Ocon at least there, and we'll see what's going to happen the rest of that time. Right now, let's see. We got super chats to read off. Racer X210, definitely Wolf Nation. Will I Am says Total Wolf saw Russell times and made the Makala the Makala face. All right, we got Uno says Mr. Saturday needs to stop talking and get to work. Uno says, get your ass to work. 083 says, Russell, I need full wet, no better yet. Give me a speedboat. Damn. 083 is going in on the Rain Man. That's Russell's new nickname for me, Rain Man. He is going in on Russell the Rain Man. Damn, 083 is not letting up. He's wide open throttle. Watt. He is on him. Hulk looking like, hey, he might not make it, might be returning back to Haas form. If you ain't wrecking, you ain't racing. And that's what Haas say, and that's their motto, and they stick to it. We want to have cancels with our drivers on not running into each other. That way we feel comfortable. If we don't have to have these talks, we got to wonder if something in the sauce. Right there, Q2. And it is time for It is time for quality kickback trivia to start again. Right now, Baraka is in the lead, 2 points. Nobody able to steal points. Nobody else officially on the board yet. We need to see if that's going to happen. Going out of Q2, it looks like for right now, Albon getting the shift out of that area. Russell, Ocon, Bottas, Pia, and Perez not making it into Q3 is what we're looking at there. And that ain't a good look, at least not in my eyes. Perez not making it out of Q2 into Q3, that's definitely sus right now. Pia, his run is over. Norris is probably going to leave him behind. Doesn't look like he's going to make it, but we shall see as he's going to get ready to close off that Sector 3. Time board might be a little bit behind, but I'm going to have to stay with it. And Ocon maybe not making it. Bottas going to join Zhou. He's going to go ahead and get some more of that espresso. Bottas likes that espresso shot. Russell looking like he might not indeed make it. Albon making it into Q3 says a lot. Now, I know people were like, hey, Logan didn't have the updates last time, so wait till he gets them. Well, he got them, and he didn't even make it out of Q1. So take what you want from that. Albon making it into Q3. Congratulations. Hulk making it into Q3. Hamilton making it. The team Aston Martin making it. Ferrari making it, all those split up there. Gasly making it, and Ocon not says something, but maybe a not lot. We'll have to see for the race. Sainz at number 2, and Verstappen number 1, of course. All right, here we go, people. Here we go. Time to continue. Quality kickback trivia. Get ready. Trivia games are beginning, and after that, I'm going to get to my honey bun. All right, here's the next question. Malachi says, no one is sabotaging Checo. This is a skill issue. Hey, I'm not opposed to that either. I brought up both of them, Malachi. I'm definitely not opposed to that. The mechanic, this proves 2026 cars need to be slimmer and smaller. I guess that would help out Monaco to stay on the calendar. Galacticus, I knew track limits was going to decide the grid, and you wasn't wrong if you thought that, my brother. Here is the next question for quality kickback trivia. 0 time on the clock. We're not missing anything. So right now, which driver won the first ever Formula One World Championship title? Which driver won the first ever Formula One championship? Whew, damn. This is crazy. I'm trying to see who's going to do this. Is Baraka going to close it out? Is Will going to steal some points and keep this going a little bit longer? Or is Baraka going to say, I told y'all, I'm the real king of quality kickback trivia? But you're going to have to do more than that. You're going to need to come and do more than just one. You're going to need to get like 4 of those under your belt. Because right now, Will has 5 of them things. Chaos Druid gets on the board to split it up. He is correct. Farina is that. Chaos on the board, stealing a point for Baraka. Keeping this thing going. Chaos Druid, big shout out to you. Baraka, it is not Fangio. It is not Fangio. The right answer goes to Chaos Druid. Baraka coming in just shy, but having the wrong answer anyway. Next question is... All right, next question is the track. The clock isn't even reset yet. We're still good. Next question is this. Who is the only driver to have won the Monaco Grand Prix, the Indianapolis 500, and the 24-hour Le Mans? Who is the only driver to have won the Monaco Grand Prix, Indianapolis 500, and the 24-hour Le Mans? And I'm going to give you a clue if you need it. Won the Monaco Grand Prix, Indianapolis 500, and the 24-hour Le Mans. Who is that driver? I will give you a clue too. I am not opposed to giving out some clues. I will give you a clue if nobody comes up with an answer yet, just if you're kind of like, and maybe if this question might be a little bit outdated, I don't mind giving. Boo! Chaos Druid, he is hot. He is hot. Oh, Baraka. Chaos Druid said, nah, bro, you thought you was that guy? I'm that guy. Chaos Druid now with 2 points. Baraka and Chaos Druid are tied at 2 points each. If either one of them gets the next question, they will decide this quality kickback trivia. Will coming in just after that, still not on the board, but coming in 083, also getting the right answer, but not on the board. I told you all this would get spicy. I told y'all this was going to get spicy. The next question, let's see who's going to rack this up. Back-to-back answers from Chaos. Back-to-back answers from Baraka. Both of them tied up 2-2. Who's going to get it? Who is the only driver to have won the Formula World Driving Championship and the Indianapolis 500 in the same year? Who is the driver who had won the F1 Championship and the Indianapolis 500 in the same year? Who is it? Who is this driver? Board is just now resetting for lap times. We still got time to see who's going to win this quality kickback trivia. Who is the driver to win a Formula One World Driving Championship and the Indianapolis 500 in the same year? Who is this driver? Oh my gosh. Who is going to tie this up? Who is going to tie this up? Let me see. Who we got? Who's going to tie this up? Will.i.am. No, it is not Clark. It is not Clark. Won the Formula World F1 Championship and the Indianapolis 500 in the same year. My answer is not Clark. It is, I'm going to give you all a clue. It is somebody who we have been campaigning for a long time now to allow them on the Formula One grid as a new team. There's your clue. Who's coming up with it? Who's coming up with it? We have been campaigning for this family, for this motorsports team to be a new team on the F1 grid, Formula One Driving Championship and the Indianapolis 500 in the same year. In the same year. Oh my gosh, is nobody going to get it? Is nobody going to get it? This is going to be crazy. This shit might go on. We might have a repeat of just seeing who's the fastest in a moment. Who is going to get this answer correct? Who's going to get this answer correct? Formula One Driver Championship and the Indianapolis 5. Andretti is correct. Will getting on the board to keep this thing going. Will getting on the board. Oh my gosh. Mario Galacticus, you had it. Baraka, you had it. Acondo, I will see kickback quality trivia, cost cap. Andretti, Allison even jumping up there. All right, here we go. Before they get started, 12 minutes is on the clock. Drivers are entering the track. Here we go. Which circuit was the home of the French Grand Prix from 1991 to 2008? Which circuit was home of the French Grand Prix from 1991 to 2008? Damn it. Y'all are playing to win up in here. Shit, I can't even eat my honey bun yet, and I'm ready. Come on. Which circuit is home for the French Grand Prix from 1991 to 2008? Yeah, y'all gonna have to get on your Google on this one. Y'all gonna have to get on your Google. I will check that answer. Mary Beanie. But my answer that I do have is Andretti. Formula One Driving Championship and damn, Chaos Druid. Chaos Druid gets it. Chaos Druid. Right now, we are going to hold. Right now, we're going to hold. It says Chaos Druid. Mary Beanie is challenging that the question that Chaos Druid actually did get at Graham Hill, saying that, no, it wasn't the Graham Hill. Actually, if you're challenging that, it won't even matter. It won't even matter because that right there just put Will on the board with having 1 point. So Chaos Druid is the winner of Quality Kickback Trivia, getting 3 answers right. Chaos Druid just put Baraka on notice, and he just put Will on notice. The question that Mary Beanie is challenging is the one that Will got right, which wouldn't matter, okay? Because Chaos Druid questions go unchallenged. He is the winner of Quality Kickback Trivia. Make sure you message me in the Discord group. Get me your shipping address because Sunday I will be spending for you to get a $50 or $25 gift card, sir. I will go back and fact check that question that Will got right to see if he got it right. The answer that I have is Mario Andretti. And it is said by Mary Beanie that it was Graham Hill, not Andretti, in 96, but I had Graham Hill as the winner of the Grand Prix, not the F1 Championship, Indianapolis 500 and the 24-hour Le Mans. So it's different there. The Grand Prix is not the Formula One Championship, but I will check it. Congratulations, Chaos Druid, being the first time that he's gotten and won a Formula Wolfpack effort grudge race. No, not grudge race, quality kickback trivia games. Big shout out to Chaos Druid. Big shout out to Will I Am, showing sportsmanlike attitude there, congratulating Chaos Druid as he does everybody. Rambro88, I'm not fast enough, but to the contributors, big shout out. Hey, it's all right. It's all right, Baraka, bro. You're gonna have to lift a bit more weight, man. Maybe don't lift weights before you gotta answer them super chat, because your fingers might, you might be doing them curls and it might impede your speed. All right. So right now we got drivers on track. Big shout out Chaos Druid. I'm gonna dab them up. The winner, Chaos Druid, popping up on the board, challenging Baraka and Will, saying that, yo, I can do this too. And he did. So we will be spinning on Sunday for a $50 or $25 gift card. I'm going to make my note right here, and then I'm going to start eating my damn honey bun because I'm hungry. I ain't had nothing to eat all morning, and I went on a damn bike ride over 10 miles. So here we go. Trivia winner. Right there, you are looking at Max Verstappen, 104.5. Ferrari boys right behind him, 2 and 3. Hamilton at the bottom of that top 10. Albon in the middle, mixed at 6. I'm liking it. I'm liking what I'm seeing from you, Albon. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Albon. Gotta say, I like what I'm seeing. All right, so right here, 083. Mario and Michael never won Indy as drivers. Trust me, we will check these answers. I will check that, but either way it goes, the answer that Chaos Druid got was right. Will is the one in question. I will check that. Druid. All right. Chaos Druid, I got you right here. Will spin. And hey, I'm not opposed if I make a mistake. It's all good. It's all fun and games. Remember that. It's all fun and games. All right. So I will check that while we up. And right there, we have Max Verstappen still in pole position right now. And that could change. Maybe. I kind of doubt it. Leclerc and Sainz occupying 2 and 3. And this looks very familiar to FP, as both these drivers in Ferrari were in the top 2 or 3. And Max Verstappen was right there in the lead. It looks like nothing may change much from free practice as of right now, but we will see. So let me check Let me check this Graham Hill. I will check this answer while we are sitting up right here. Matter of fact, I will check it later and then post the results. Mary Beanie, hey Jay, Mary, yes you can. Yes, you can. You surely can. That will take something off of my plate that I don't have to do. I need at least, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I need at least 20 questions every week for quality kickback trivia, or when we have quality kickback trivia. So at Mary, yes, if you would like to do the questions, you may indeed do the questions. No, you can't do the questions. No, you can't do the questions, because if you do the questions, the point of doing the questions is that they're not shared. So yeah, you do the questions, but you better make damn sure that the questions are not shared with anybody aside from myself. All right. If I get any fishiness, you're done. I have to do them myself, because the whole point is nobody has access to them until I read them. So you got to make sure if you do the questions, you don't talk to anybody about the questions. You don't mention anything similar to the questions. You don't have conversations in regards to any of the questions that it might be at all. I am not opposed to getting a little assistance to take something off my plate that I might have to do. But yeah, go ahead and do that. I'm not opposed that I might have made a mistake on the questions either, or my source might have been incorrect, because I got a source that I got these questions from. Galacticus, the Chaos Druid, you got the juice. Congratulations, fam. Hope everyone had fun. This is the best F1 channel in the world, the power of the cosmics. Big shout out to Galacticus for that. Big shout out to Galacticus for that, man. Big shout out. Thank you much, bro. That was a GOAT-like super chat. GOAT-like super chat. Yeah, definitely, Mary Beanie. Go ahead and do that. I can give you at least 30 questions. I'm not taking no. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Mary Beanie, I appreciate you, dear. I appreciate that all the way. I do. I big time appreciate that. Just when you do the questions, make sure you outline them and then bold the answers and then send them over to me in the Discord in the form of a PDF file, and then I'll download them and print them. And yeah, I'll definitely do that. Definitely. I'm not opposed to that at all. And I will say this, apologies. Evidently people got the answers, so it might have not been too far off. Evidently there's a source out there that says these answers right, because we have more than one or two people come up with the answers, even with the answers, the questions that are in question. So yeah, I'm not opposed to that. And definitely that'll help, because you'll come up with the questions. I'll fact check the questions, and then we'll at least have two pair of eyes on these questions and go from there. So yeah, I'm definitely cool with that. Definitely cool with that. Thank you very much, Mary Beanie. I really appreciate you. So big shout out right now. Verstappen still in pole position. Ferrari boys still 2 and 3. Norris in the top 5. Big shout out Hamilton top 5. Alonso 6. Stroll at 10. Which I think, decent. Stroll probably felt a little challenged and definitely feeling like he needs to do a bit more than he has been doing. I think making it into Q3 is a good way for him to start that. And Gasly making it in his Q3 is a good way for him to start that for his team, while Ocon did not make it. And Hulk making it into Q3 while his teammate didn't make it. I think that's also a good thing. So I'm cool with that. Tremendously cool with that. Not sure much is going to change here. As far as pole position, I think we're going to see Max get another pole position here. So just beware that will happen. Probably the remainder of the season. But if it doesn't, that'll be good for us as spectators in the sport. I will say that I don't think Hamilton is going to stay behind Lando. I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm inclined to think that he also will not stay behind the Ferrari. If the drivers don't mess it up, the team will mess it up. That's just what I think. And big shout out to Little Drummer, man. We know you had an incident, bro. I'm glad that everything turned out good on that. I think it was Little Drum. We had somebody that had an incident on a bike. Unfortunately, they are healthy now, or at least recovering, and glad to see them back and participating with the family. I wish I would have known beforehand so we could have sent out some positive vibes and recovering positive energy to you. But I'm definitely glad to hear that you're back and that you are safe and recovering. So it's not, also my homeboy got hit on a bike, a motorcycle, a hit and run driver hit him. He ended up in the hospital for a week. And unfortunately he's also out. So yeah, it's dangerous out there on the road with a motorcycle. That's why I was going to get me a Jixer 1000 or a Hayabusa. And I just said, you know what? I want to be around for my family a little bit. People can't drive worth crap and it's hard out here. So yeah. Right now, Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, right there, top 3. Nothing's really changing right now. Like everything is pretty static right now. It's stagnant. Nobody's really making any moves up or down this top 10. And if that's the way it's going to be, that's kind of a telltale sign, right? Like if none of these drivers really make a move, this is going to, either it's going to make for a very boring Grand Prix, or the race pace will really tell the difference between qualifying between these drivers. Oh, damn. That's facts, bro. The 1000 definitely handles better than the booster. That's a fact. I just happened to see that chat. Somebody said honey bun sounds busting. Jacqueline, my bad. You know what? Yeah, it is busting. This shit, they got a lot of honey glaze on this honey bun. I'm trying to tell you, they made this one good. Carlos Sainz has a deleted lap time, exceeds track limits in turn 9. Oh, they got a bunch of orange smoke flying around there. Hopefully nobody throws one of those smoke flares on the damn track this year. You can't beat a qualifying honey bun. By the way, honey buns will also be a gift, a winning thing when we have the race, the competition, all right? If you don't know, the Wolfpack fam is holding a esports racing event at the end of the season. You have to be a member of 6 months or more to participate. And the winner will end up with a Fanatec wheel base, and pedals from the Wolfpack fam. So keep in mind that as that also closes out our qualifying session, which much didn't change, but big shout out to Albon making it into Q3 and getting in the top 10. Gasly, we'll see if he can maintain that. The Aston Martins may indeed be reaching a point where Mercedes and McLaren might start out developing them, and that might be challenging for them. We'll have to see what Lando can do. I don't think he holds Hamilton off the jump. Hamilton is really good at getting position off the start. He's really good at it. Sainz and Leclerc, I just got to see if they can actually hold on to those top two spot, those second and third spot. We just don't have a lot of reason to have a lot of hope in Ferrari up until this point in time. Not saying things can't change, but up until this point in time, I don't think it's unfair for somebody to fit. Matter of fact, I'm going to poll that. Let me ask you all that. 083 says, Jay, there are crazy people out there that hate people on motorcycles. That's true. And it's really dangerous out there. And that's a fact. And I got to say, sometimes they hate people on motorcycles because I also see people on motorcycles do a lot of dumb shit. But still, that's no reason for people to physically set out to hurt people on motorcycles. You're playing with somebody's life. And that is a very good point, 083. So let's poll this. I'm going to poll this because I want to know what you all think about Ferrari. All right, poll in the chat. I want to ask you that before we close out. So answer that question. Let me know what you think. Do you all think that Ferrari can convert a podium Sunday? You think that's even something that is going to be possible to happen? Or are you thinking like not so much? Ferrari hasn't really showed you that may be something that's possible. Right now, I'm not too confident in it, because if the drivers don't make the mistake, then we've seen time and time again that the team make the mistake and then they damage their driver's ability to get podiums at that point in time. So I'm not too sure about Ferrari. I'm liking to see them right now in that position because hopefully they've gotten their development together, but we need to see strategy come together. We need to see pit stops come together. We need to see drivers not make errors and derail everything else that is coming together. But now we also see that Russell did make it into Q3, Hamilton in the top 5. McLaren have, I think, been consistently making some progress incrementally, and we've been seeing that, especially with their rookie and Pia able to do the things that he's been doing above the other rookies on the grid. Will Hamilton get the jump on Norris, and even will Hamilton put Mercedes in a place to where they can convert into a podium from 5th? And matter of fact, I want to ask you all that. Let's ask that in the poll next. Do you think Mercedes can convert a podium? Yeah, that's another good question as well. I don't think that's an unfair question to ask. Let's see what you all think about that before we get out of here. Do you think Mercedes can convert into a podium on Sunday, coming from the 5th position and 11th on the grid? Uno says, Twin, your question is okay as Andretti wins 67 and 69. Big shot. Okay, big thanks. Big thanks. Big thanks, man. Because I think on Andretti, yeah, appreciate that, man. Big thanks on that. So yeah, we'll check that. I appreciate you. Appreciate you on that. But yeah, that's why Mary Beanie, she jumped in and said she'll help with the questions. I think this is the first time might have been a mistake on the question, but overall it's fun. There's no question about Chaos Druid's competitive nature and Baraka coming in and Will. That was a very close battle. Listen, a lot of you are getting better and getting close to like really competing in quality kickback trivia. Will, you got some competition on your hands, man. Chaos Druid came out of nowhere, put Baraka on notice and you on notice. And I like the competitive atmosphere. Like, that was awesome to see that. Baraka, bro, ain't nothing holding you. You definitely showed up on that map. I just wanted to say, hey, family, it's been a while. What's up, J Rob up in the chat? What's going on, man? Hey, don't worry, man. This is a family. You can be gone for a while, still come back to a smile. So big shout out to the fam coming up. If Mercedes get a podium on Sunday, like Mary Beanie, she said, I need to get the champagne ready. So I will put the champagne in the refrigerator, in the fridge, and get it cooled and ready, have it on deck for a podium by Mercedes. I'm gonna go ahead and do that today. Matter of fact, I'll wait and do it tomorrow. No telling what else may need to go in the fridge. Wife's got to go shopping, and you know, things take priority. But I will go ahead and do that, get that ready for Sunday, be ready for race day waffles. I'm going to make more race day waffles. I'm trying to figure out what kind of waffles I'm going to make, kind of trying to get a little bit creative to bring you all some different type of waffles out here. I think I made s'mores waffles last time. Let's see what I'm going to do this time. So I might do something stupid, crazy. Might be, I'm not going to even say it. I'm just going to wait. By the way, I did perfect my cookie recipe, s'mores cookies, and I did post a picture of those, and those were awesome. So we will see you all tomorrow for the sprint shootout. I believe I will go live for the sprint shootout. To know and be sure of that, pay attention to the channel, click the bell for notifications, sign up, make sure you subscribe. I will post the link and it will be there. So if I will be going live for the sprint shootout, I'm going to have that link posted today. I'm going to make my determination to decide on that. So yeah, peace and love to you all. This is another successful quality watch. We'll be live all through the weekend with content, maybe even today. Wolves, pay attention. We're going to have Wolves Den today later on this evening. I will post a link in the Discord for that. Let's see what you think about quality, see what you think about what's going to happen in the sprint and Sunday for the race day. So big shout out to you all, and peace and love, and I'm out of here. Monday, don't forget, F1 Minute. Don't be late. It's about you, not me.